In an online question and answer session, the issue of the Iran nuclear agreement was discussed. The panel, moderated by Bruce McColm, president of the Institute for Democratic Strategies, included Ambassador Robert Joseph, former United States Undersecretary of State for Arms Control and International Security, Professor Raymond Tanter, former White House National Security Council senior staffer, and Alireza Jafarzadeh, the Deputy Director of the National Council of Resistance of Iran for the United States Representative Office. Ambassador Joseph opened the session by saying he wanted to see a negotiated outcome and a good agreement at the end of the nuclear talks. However, he stated that there have been too many concessions, one being the fact that the talks are not preventing Iran from having nuclear weapon capability, a goal that has now been abandoned, meaning that Iran will one day have a large-scale enrichment capability. German Foreign Minister Frank-Walter Steinmeier has said the Iranian regime needs to help build trust, and that a monitoring program will be needed to ensure it complies with a nuclear agreement it is negotiating with the 6 world powers. Trust has been destroyed on the part of Iran. For this reason, Iran above all has to now offer input to help build up trust, Steinmeier said in an interview with German broadcaster ARD on Tuesday. A nuclear-armed regime in Iran would be a global threat, and the framework presented by the Obama administration for an international accord gives little confidence that the agreement under consideration is the right solution, United States Senator John Boozman has warned. In fact, every news leak confirms fears that we are headed in the wrong direction. In the years since the P5+1 negotiations began, the goalposts have moved from dismantling Iran's clandestine nuclear weapons program to containing it. Boozman, a Republican senator, wrote on Monday in the Arkansas Democratic Gazette. That's not what the president told us these talks were going to accomplish. That's not what the 6 United Nations resolutions intended to prevent. And that is certainly not a position from which we can declare the Iranian nuclear threat has been eliminated. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry is staying at the Iran nuclear talks in Vienna, and so is the Iranian regime's foreign minister, Mohammad Javad Zarif. But foreign ministers of the 5 other nations at the negotiating table are leaving or have already left, reflecting a rough slog ahead for a deal, the Associated Press reported. All 7 ministers had come to Vienna over the past few days in the hope that their added diplomatic weight would clinch an agreement. But they decided to leave after talks busted through a second extension on Tuesday, with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov saying the sides were still apart over nearly 10 issues. 2 young Iranian Baluchi workers who were detained last Thursday, July 2nd, by agents of the Iranian regime's intelligence ministry in Chabahar were found dead with evidence of torture on their bodies only hours later. The regime's Ministry of Intelligence and Security announced that both had died of heart attacks. The 2 men were identified as Mullah Bakhsh Abbas Zehi, 25 years old, and Nahim Abbas Zehi, 23 years old, and were relatives of one another. They were from the villages in the Dashtiari district of Iran's southeastern Sistan va Baluchistan province.